It's a draw ranger. It's almost like the same story like a Spectre. You need to keep that support up. Middle lane, God, well, he's in real trouble. The double damage. S4 will get the last attack. Actually, no, Bane! He denies him up, but now S4, they turn it around! FNG finds it only one, but he can go for a second. The space away from Nuts. Nuts is actually dying to that nightmare, but he will not go the whole way. Oh my.
Counter, but they haven't completed on G.
RK's coming over. He would love to throw out a good ulti right now. That Bane's so low. A Lich ulti would end up killing him off, but they don't want to commit something that big. The mech charge now triggered. FNG going to get focus fire down, but the brain stuff keeps him alive. Backs RK. Soul Assumption down. He knows all about that Visage. Dies to it, and the crush from Loda. It's just keeping the spiralings off, and Admiral Bulldog jumped all the way in. He gets a doom over on God, and they end up surviving. FNG can't get in range for the brain sap, and now the fight splits into multiple parts once again. The bigger part is going to be Loda, able to get that Amplify up over on Phobos. The power shot's really flying astray from S4, and Roshan's still alive. 2.3k on the life, gets that clap off. Could have been until the smoke broke.
I mean, they're in a position to kill G2.
Oh god, the Fiend's grip, Admiral Bulldog, the shackle ends up, the ulti did fly out. There's a big crush over on VP with the Lich ulti bouncing around. God's very low, the focus fire from S4 doesn't work. Now still lose Nuts as well as Loda. And Alliance have to bail out of here. All they end up doing for that big crush, for the big ulti, is taking out the Aegis. Queen of Souls. And that would have made a very, very different fight. Now, jump forward, the Doom's over on Illidan. There should be a very dead Dro Ranger. FNG hanging behind him. They got that scream damage, but God also looking for the raid. Hits pretty hard to Admiral Bulldog. FNG low, RK with the last attack. He'll kill off FNG. As Admiral Bulldog forced back as those familiars keeping him out of the fight. It's Nuts who moves forward to take out Visage as we...
But I think both times it's been versus a Lich to remove the Frost Armor.
Oh, there goes Roshan. Admiral Bulldog nightmared up and isolated inside the river with the Fiend's grip as well. The shackle cancels that and Loda moves forward. Focus fire. They already burned through the Aegis Immortal. Illidan finds safety in the Roche pit. But what more can VP get? Now they're back alive. But RK, well, that's what they can get. The Broodmother just attacking the pulse support from behind, and Alliance is split into 2 and 2. They need Sonic Wave. You actually need his trigger off the Shiva's Guard as well as a Scorched Earth, but now they run themselves in, and they do get that combo off, but God, he just stands his ground with that BKB up. Another Orchid's already going off on Admiral Bulldog. It looks like he'll end up surviving. He won't pop from it. And Nuts jumps forward. The Sonic Wave's already been blown. S4 can't find that shackle. Only that first little initial stun on Illidan. And these familiars from Lil buy them the space, but Alliance, they need kills. A blink crush from Loda, catching Illidan as well as FNG. FNG looks for the nightmare, the silence. Okay, it's not going to do enough, not while the Lich Holly's bouncing around already. And Nuts is forward. Illidan, Mana Style breaking free, but the Shiva's Guard slows him back down again. And another crush from Loda, giving S4 a double kill. They don't even need the creep wave, they can just take this tier 1 tower. They got focus fire back off cooldown in just a moment. So good exit kills on VP.
Make him the one to go back and defend. Because if they see someone like Slaughter or a Doom, they're instantly going to go.
Crush, that Force Staff gets FNG out of trouble. And now they can feed grip on S4. Force Staff out a very long way. God's still going to go for this Requiem of Souls. It'll hit S4 on the edge, but now Doombringer back in the fight with a Sonic Wave hitting so hard. Nuts doesn't have a way out of this one. He jumped in with no exit strategy, and now Loda and Admiral Bulldog scampering themselves away. Bulldog. Oh, for now. Maybe when Bulldog rotates himself down, but the Brute just wants to push in through that middle lane. But Bulldog, he initiates. This time they get on top of Illidan, and Illidan's so low, but FNG's Fiend Script, it controls them up. The Dro Ranger will actually drop. That Lich only doing some considerable damage as Loda back in again with a crush, and the follow-up bash going through 3. But Godzilla has so much damage. S4, he'll burn through the Aegis. Meanwhile, amid Brute doing brutally things, taking out that melee Rax. Loda, he wants to try and fight. TV out, that's not going to work. The Shackle, however, controls up God. It's a rampage for God, and S4 has to retreat back out. That SF is just way too big for Alliance to deal with, and they have no buybacks on their dead heroes.
And again, another Requiem goes uninterrupted. That one had to come out from the Lich, though, and
at that point, and VP, they got such sustainable damage just because the SF is so huge. Admiral Bulldog, now with the blink forward, he really wants his kill over on God, and maybe they can get it, but they have to get through that evasion. Able to do so, S4, a little bit harder, and in fact, no, not when the Rays are there. God takes one, Bulldog's down for over a minute. RK is going to join him. as Phobos just goes to work, throws back the front lines, and this really is the game. VP, they've controlled it perfectly. They've done the Dro proud. Loda will miss his stun. Bane, actually Fiend scripts over on the Slaughter. They'll switch the Nightmare over, but already VP with the extra stuns from the familiars. S4 will drop. Phobos will survive to the bitter end. I think S4 just wants to get a little bit of revenge here. He can't reach him. In fact, he's going to get gussed up by Illidan. The tier 4 towers are attacked, and there it is. 11-22. Virtus Pro will end up taking the game against Alliance. Alliance were dropping everywhere. The Broodmother was always adding pressure. Man, maybe Phobos went to that run.